So an asthmatic, a menopausal woman, and a god walk onto a Disney set. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of you are going to be saying, why did Squigs go see this movie? And to be honest, I thought, I'll put aside Twilight. I'll just put that aside. Kristen Stewart, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was the character that I didn't like. Turns out, it's Kristen Stewart I don't like. Alright, if there was a Snow White movie out there that I think I can relate to, this would have probably been the one. We all know the Snow White story. Disney's given it to us, or other ways of forms. We've seen other movies this year that have also been introduced with the Snow White theme. So we get the idea what Snow White is. This time, they're doing it dirty. They're doing it more graphically stunning, mind you, but still very dark. I still say they needed to replace Kristen Stewart. To be honest, I really tried to put that aside, to set that aside and say, I will review this movie without, her taking the main aspect of my hatred for what comes of this review, but I really can't. So, actresses and actors, we'll start with her. She was horrible. Iron melts! And then on with the rest of the story. For those of you who didn't see the movie, that is actually part of her speech. Her big rallying cry to rally the troops up against evil queen. So it is her that I really don't like. She still gives you the same exact character that you got in Twilight. Nothing's changed. And then a word comes out. She can't get more than 3 words without taking deep breaths. So you're stuck with this really horrible acting, where she doesn't crack a smile. She has this depressed kind of emo thing going on, and Charlize Theron was actually the prettier of the two, despite the story being that Snow White's supposed to be prettier. Didn't happen. Charlize Theron takes the throne for the prettier one, even when she's old and decrepit. Which, might I add, she did a really good job being a bad guy. I bought that. But her and whoever plays her brother kind of remind me of a couple characters in the game Dance Central 2 that you kind of face off near the end. Glitterati, you can get a picture up here. That's pretty much, that sums them up. Chris Hemsworth now does another good job. I figured he was going to give me something that I could really enjoy, and I wasn't wrong. He actually does a decent acting job. I mean, the guy's good. He reminds me of a cross between Jason Statham and like Brad Pitt. Acting ability of Brad Pitt, Jason Statham's fighting scenes, put them together. That's kind of what you get in this movie. Now, there's 7 other little guys that I want to talk about. Literally, the Dwarves. And I think they did a really good job casting these Dwarves. Though they did a really good job because these guys are actually really good actors overall. Each one of them, I think, I've seen in other movies. I think I did anyway. They brought to it what I was thinking the entire time, which was this slight comedy aspect, and I was making fun of most of this. Now, going into the story and digging in a little, a pony comes out of nowhere for Kristen Stewart to just ride off on. Things die and they float off into 1,000 butterflies. They're trying to do contrast between Snow White and the Queen, the dark aspects and the light. I mean, visually stunning, yes. I didn't buy that lovey-dovey side. I was going in for the dark side, I guess. Maybe I was rooting for the Queen. I don't know. The only thing I really enjoyed in this movie was Mini Rolos. Chewy goodness. Yeah. Alright, it wasn't that bad, but I did hate most of this movie just because of Kristen Stewart's acting and just really ruined it for me. So, this movie gets a 1.5 out of a possible 5, because Tak's not here, asthmatic performances. On to the next review.